Hey guys, it's John, and today we're going to be watching a conversation that I had recently with Bryan from Destructive Media. He is such a kind, humble, and just very chill dude. It was a great conversation that we had. I really appreciated it. And it's been said many times that BTS finds you whenever you need them most. And through these conversations with other content creators in the BTS world, I like to try to find out how that actually reflects in their personal life as well too. Bryan was really open in this conversation and I really appreciate his time. So please, before the video, make sure you guys head over to his channel and go support him as well too. I'll be putting links in the description, so please check that out. Without any further ado, please enjoy my conversation with Destructive Media. Guys, we're here today with Destructive Media, or Bryan. How you doing today, man?
I am doing awesome, John. Thank you for having me on. How are you doing today?
Really good, man. Really good. Like, starting my morning off a little early, had some coffee, and now I'm good to go.
Ah, good. I also have some coffee here. So,
yes.
Yeah, it's a little early for me too.
All right. I don't know what it is, but last night we were streaming and we tried soju on stream. Is that a BTS fandom drink type thing? Do you know what the relation with soju is in BTS fandom?
No, as far as I know, it's probably one of the members' favorite drinks and sells out quickly. That would be my guess. But I don't know it very well.
Man, it got me. Everybody in chat was like, just take it slow. I was like, we're gonna do a taste test. We're tasting them all. And
is it alcoholic?
It is. It's heavy, by the way. It's like 13%, and I thought it was like a beer or something. Whew.
Okay, yeah, that's probably Suga's favorite drink then, because he likes the heavy drink, man. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, so I was going into it thinking it wasn't much, but yeah, I was like staggering down my stairs after the stream last night.
Man.
So it's good. It's good time.
Nice.
All right, here we go. First question, just getting into it. How did you get introduced to BTS?
Oh, boy. Well, as many of you know, I run the music reaction channel. I started off doing like rock and Tool reactions, breaking down Tool lyrics. They're one of my favorite bands. And I thought, hey, I'm going to break down lyrics on YouTube. That would be interesting for me. And it did okay. Then I ended up hearing Juice WRLD on Eminem's song Godzilla when it came out.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And I'm like, I wonder who that guy is, because he sounded really good. And I'm not usually into trap or like mumble rap, as they call it. I'm more into like the fast gangster rap type stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm not like huge into it. I'm more like old school. So I looked into Juice WRLD and I really loved what I saw. He is amazing. He's a little tough to listen to because, he was heavy into drugs and stuff. But, I was going through Juice WRLD stuff and I did a reaction with this one guy named Suga.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know who Suga is. And I didn't know he sang in Korean. And I'm like, oh, he's not singing in English. And I'm like, it sounded good though.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. Then the comments came in. And then I was like, okay, that's kind of weird. And then I went to Christmas and my aunt, apparently she's ARMY.
Oh, nice.
And she cornered me and she's like, Bryan, you need to listen to August D. You need to do this and this and this. And I'm like, sure, I guess I'll try it. And then I ended up watching, I think, BTS Room Live. Nice. And here we are. I'm here now.
Dude, yes, that is awesome. So It started with the Juice WRLD with Suga featured in it. Do you remember what song? I've never heard this, so I'd like to look that one up.
I can look it up on my phone real quick, but I believe it was called Girl of My Dreams.
Girl of My Dreams. Nice. I like man.
Featuring Suga.
Suga is just like such an abnormality in the rap world because he'll be featured with Psy one moment, and then I didn't even know that he was part of Juice WRLD, like or featured in Juice WRLD. He's so good, man. He's so just dynamic.
Yeah, he has that swagger where he can do like that slow rap, but then he can do the fast, as we all know, and like run BTS and stuff. He's what got me hooked on to BTS. He's my bias, as they say in the fandom.
Nice.
But I really love Suga's parts. I do a lot of reactions to his solo work.
Man, that's so funny and so like I don't know, reminiscent of what happened with myself. Like, I've got a mod in chat. We were in New Orleans, and she had kept on suggesting, like, you need to do a reaction to these guys, because, like you said, like I've been doing like a lot of, like, I listen to Architects, I listen to like Trivium and stuff like that, and anytime they have new songs come out, I'll do like reactions to those. And then I don't know, she was like, you need to check them out. And I was like, all I had ever heard of was like Dynamite and Butter. So like those are like the two songs, you know, and I really
you knew of them.
I knew like that, you know. I hadn't actually heard those songs, I don't think, but like there's like a dance emote that's on Fortnite that I think is Dynamite, I believe.
Yep. And it is.
Yeah. Yep. So like that, and my daughters, apparently my oldest daughter Haven really loves them. So I didn't know any of this yet until like I really started diving into it. But we're in New Orleans, and Meg has just been like, you got to check them out. You got to check them out. And she's cornered me, right? We're in New Orleans.
That's what Army does. They corner you. Yeah. Listen to them.
Yes. Well, I'm waiting on my hot wings to get DoorDash to the house, and she's got the controller. So we're like YouTube and stuff, and she gets me into Augusty. Because like you, I'm really into lyrics. And I mean, man, like you said, you broke down Tool lyrics, and I think you having that, like us having that similarity where both of us listen to lyrics and we really try to understand what the artist is saying with lyrics. I don't think there's a coincidence that both of us are into BTS in the way that we are, because we can connect on that level with the lyrics with them, you know?
Yep. And, it's funny that you say that, because when I announced I was doing an interview, I actually had a comment where somebody said, well, it's probably John, because John's into metal. John likes lyrics, and it would make sense he would want to interview. I'm like,
yes.
Yeah. Yep.
Yes. Dude, they called it, man. They called it so quick too. I was like, geez, that's awesome.
Well, no, that's good though, because it means like, you know, people appreciate what you're doing, or what we're doing is like, not everybody focuses on lyrics. Which is fine. Like I said, people run their channel how they want.
Yeah.
And it's always as long as it's entertaining. But when you focus on lyrics, I think it's important because we're not speaking their native tongue.
Yeah.
So we're just trying to understand it, not just vibe to it, which you can do. You can just vibe to BTS and not know what they're saying. So
yeah. And it's funny, I was talking about this, I think maybe, I can't remember if it was on stream, Soju's fault, but it was definitely a couple of days ago recently. But I was talking about how with metal lyrics, we're already kind of having to look into the lyrics sometimes anyways, especially with like scream heavy stuff. I mean, good luck listening to like 6 Feet Under or any Chris Barnes music and not have his lyrics somewhere and understand that, man. You know how intricate Tool is. It's like, I think there's a strong correlation between that, even though they might be on different sides of the spectrum, whereas Tool's kind of more like in the darker side of the world, you know, darker themes for sure. But I don't know, BTS really touches on a lot of issues that are like that, and they really go deep with their lyrics. You can, like you said, just kind of listen to them and enjoy them, but then if you dive into it, there's like a sea. There's like the ocean out there.
Well, it's funny that you say that, because RM, the guy that founded BTS, he's really into Jungianism, Carl Jung. I don't know if you know what that is. And you're a Tool fan. Tool is really into Carl Jung. He's really into the collective conscious and the shadow, the ego, and stuff like that. How your brain works.
Yeah.
So he's like the alternative to Freud.
Yeah, there you go. Okay.
So Tool and BTS actually write about the exact same things.
What? How wild is that?
And that's why I'm doing Map of the Soul, because Map of the Soul directly correlates to Carl Jung and the ego, the shadow of your mind. And that's what Tool sings about all the time.
That is
especially on Lateralis,
which
is the best Tool CD.
Nice.
Or album.
We actually just did I've been doing these full experience reactions, and we just listened to Black Swan, and it had a lot of, like that style to it. Just listening to that song, watching the video, and just the live performance, all the stuff that they had sprinkled in there, you can definitely tell a lot of that.
That is about the shadow, about a fear of losing your creativity. And that's a lot of fear artists have. It's a fear I'm sure you have too. It's a fear I have. I'm like, is this video not creative enough, entertaining enough? And I can imagine, on the level they're at, that's heightened a lot. Because
at that point, it's not only just like it's your muse and stuff, and that's their whole world, but then it's also their financial stance as well too, and It's really obvious for me whenever you see a band that has lost that, and then they're just commercialized in a sense, or like domesticated maybe.
A lot of my favorite rock bands that happen to.
Yeah, same here, man.
They have those albums where you're like, man,
why?
Korn.
Yes.
Korn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that definitely happened to him. But I mean, now, have you heard any of their newest stuff?
I did a reaction to one of their songs. I've heard a couple other ones. They're more like they were on Untouchables, I'd say.
Yeah, they're getting close to it at least. I don't know. It's a good run down memory lane with it.
Yeah, I definitely enjoy their new stuff, their new album, way more than I've enjoyed the last two.
Yeah,
at least.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. So your first reaction, you said that it was what was your first reaction to BTS?
BTS Room Live.
Oh my gosh.
It was like a compilation of their songs, and I had no idea. I had never heard them ever. I just heard of BTS because they did some speeches at the UN, and I'm like, I have no idea who that is. Probably just a boy band. I don't.
What was your first take on them? Like, whenever you did see that song live, like, what was your takeaway from that?
My takeaway was, it's definitely not my style of music. What I had heard, because it was more their vocal line stuff at first, but there were a few things in there where I'm like, oh, they're kind of hip hop.
Yeah.
And I like old school hip hop more, and they kind of had that vibe. But I just took it away as more of just like a boy band. I'm like, oh, and they're more like a very intense version of like Backstreet Boys and NSYNC, or the people that were famous when we were kids.
Yeah, yeah.
I just thought like, oh, that's like this version of that. And I was like, it sounds better than that, but not my style of music.
Yeah.
Until I heard more, and then I heard the hip hop, and I'm like, oh wait, this writing is way more than it looks at first glance. Yeah.
The first song that I actually did a reaction to was Outro Tier, and Meg was like, because she got me in New Orleans, and I was like, okay. I listened to Augusty, and I was like, this is not what I thought, because she was like, listen to this BTS song, and then it was like Suga up there crushing it in a freaking awesome music video. I was like, what is this? And she kept on suggesting me do reactions, and she was like, listen, you're gonna film yourself doing this just like you do in your other reactions, and then just post it. She was like, just post it, okay? Post your honest reaction. So I listened to Outro Tier. I was like, Jesus, this is good. And then it just went from there. How have you or your channel changed since your first reaction to BTS? And it could be one or the other, or both.
My channel has changed. I guess mainly it's more focused on content now. And I'm able to be a little more, I guess not confident, because I'm always kind of questioning myself, but more sure about what I'm doing, because there's positive reception now.
Yeah.
And there's negative, as you know, there's always comments. But when there's feedback, you're not in that vacuum of where you're just creating content that you're like, is this going to hit? Is this going to hit? What can I do to do it? Where people are saying, well, this and this and this and this. And then you incorporate that, and then you kind of get better creatively. What's also changed, I think, mainly, I do this for fun, but I do focus on it heavily. I will admit that. It's more changed me, I think, for the better. Because when I first started this channel, I was injured and off work, and I was just doing it for fun, something to keep myself busy. When I went back to work, and everybody was like, oh, what did you do in your free time? I'm like, oh, I just did YouTube. And they're like, okay, because I wear a hard hat at work and steel toe boots, and I work with a lot of guys that would never listen to anything like this, and they don't expect me to like listen to it because I'm a metal guy. They know me as a guy that listens to screaming music in his work vehicle. It's made me more centered, I guess, and just at ease. People say BTS finds you when you need them. And I think I needed them for that, because I was in like a weird, chaotic part of my life. And I just feel more at ease about things now. I come at things a different way.
I love that, man.
Like more centered.
Yeah. A lot of people have been saying that a lot recently to me too. Like I think you find BTS when you need them in a sense sometimes. Because like, for instance, me hearing Dynamite and Butter. Like those two songs, whenever I heard them, I feel like that was like kind of almost like that's the only time that they had ever been marketed to me. And then whenever I actually sought them, then I was like, oh man. And it was like a good point in my life for that to happen. And have you ever had a reaction? Because I think maybe like 2 videos ago, man, it was last week. It was like, well, it was sometime, last week. I'm a metalhead. We're both bearded dudes. And we have this like, I don't know, like, it's not okay to cry type stuff. I don't know. That's at least how I was raised, you know. But man,
Same here.
I watched Life Goes On, and I was not expecting anything from that video, by the way. Like, I had no expectations going into it. Meg just sends me links to songs. I don't look at them until I'm doing the reaction. So I'll click the link, I'll start it up, and just react to it, right? And
same as me. Okay.
Man, I've been doing these full reaction or full experience things where, like, I'll do a lyric video. So I kind of try to break down the meaning of the song. We'll do a music video, and then we'll do like extra stuff, like if there's a dance rehearsal or whatever, and it's all leading to like the live show because I'm a huge live show fan. Dude.
I've watched your stuff. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. So man, the last one, we're like watching it. The music video is pretty much talking about how like life goes on, even though we're stuck in the pandemic, and like it seems like it's stuck right now. And at the end of the video, it ends with them in an empty crowd. There's like no audience there. And all the videos I've been watching, I'm just awestruck by the crowd that they have in front of them. So we watched the live show, and before I watched the live show, I was like, please God, just let there be an audience here. These guys deserve this, you know? We watched the live show, and it's in front of like a studio audience. There's like nobody out there. It's just like a pre-filmed thing. And I was like, oh my God. So I like looked through YouTube really quick. It's the first time I've ever done a reaction where I'm like looking for my own video or whatever. And I find one that I know is not on the list because we're like doing like MAMAs and stuff like that. And I'm trying to find a song that's not on the list. So I find one and I watch it. And dude, when I see the crowd, I'm like, I get choked up. And I'm like, it just freaking happened, man. I didn't want to get all emotional about it, but dude, it got me. So has there ever been a moment in your reacting to BTS where they get you emotionally? Have you ever had a moment like that?
Many of my viewers will probably comment on this video. If you're watching this, I'm sure you all say the videos I've cried on. I've cried on multiple. But outro tear, I called it tear at the time. But anyways, it's tear. That really got me. It's hard for me to see other people cry. I will say I am an emotional person. I do kind of, like I said, when I do my reactions, my channel is me being completely honest. I am bearing my soul and my honest thoughts. I do pull back a little bit. I'm obviously not going to give my complete self away online. But that got me. I cried pretty good. I mean, I had to like compose myself and like edit some parts out because I was like, oh my God, you know. Just seeing Hobie cry and seeing his emotions like that, and hearing it in his voice, it got me. And I wasn't going to post it. I'm like, well, I'm just going to post it because BTS, they preach be yourself, love yourself, just it's your honest reaction. So I put it out there. And that is a video that blew up my channel. Oh,
that's freaking awesome, dude. That's so cool
which at the time I was not happy. I'm like, of course. The one I cry gets like 80,000 views. I'm like, oh man. I had so many comments. People clipped it and were adding me at Twitter with a clip of me crying. And they're like, you moved me. And I'm like, oh no. Yeah, you know, and it took a couple days for me to be like, this is a good thing. Because if BTS can move me that way and change me, that's good that I am able to move somebody else, not the same way, but I think honesty and emotion is a good thing because it's not very common anymore.
Yeah. And honestly, like you said, man, like if I didn't have a conversation the morning before that video was supposed to be posted, I probably would have edited the whole part of me crying out because I was like, dude, my brother's going to see this. My friends are going to see this. People are just going to be dogging the crap out of me for crying on stream. And I mean, I've gotten choked up sometimes on stream, but it's always just like, compose yourself. And then I just like, you know, I don't know, restrain or whatever. But just dude,
if you're like playing like Last of Us, you're like, oh God, that's horrible. But I'm okay.
Yeah. But I don't know, man. Yeah, just whenever that happened, I was like, oh my gosh. And like you said, it like whenever I hit publish, I was terrified that was going to be the outcome. People are going to like, first of all, I thought like not a lot of people are going to get to it because it was literally, we had already watched a live performance. And then after the live performance, I was like, we can't end the video like this. We have to find a crowd. So like, I really thought nobody was going to see that anyways. And then whenever people started seeing it and I started reading the comments, I was like, maybe that's not a bad thing that I just went with it and just let people see it. Because, like you said, you got a lot of people that were like, "Thank you, I needed that," or something. And I don't know. I love being able to help in that way as well too. I guess it's just not something I ever thought was going to happen.
Yeah. I think people appreciate people being genuine.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, because everything online is fake now.
Yeah.
And I have had people see, like, you seem genuine and you seem like you care. I'm like, I am not a good actor. I am not an actor. I'm a normal person.
Yeah.
I'm a lineman for an ISP.
Oh, dude.
I don't act.
Yeah.
So it's like, what you see is what you get.
So, musical inspirations. What are some of your biggest musical inspirations throughout the years?
Oh man, do you got a couple hours?
Let's see.
Yeah, no. Like I said, growing up, I grew up in the '90s, late '90s, early 2000s. New metal, grunge was really it. But
yeah,
really young, growing up, my parents were into like Tom Petty, Eagles,
nice.
classic '70s rock, Elton John. I listened to a lot of Elton John and Queen growing up. I'd say probably Korn, Tool, Deftones. That whole new metal age changed me. I was 12, 13. I was a perfect demographic for it.
Dude, yes.
It spoke to me. I was an angry teen. I did not have a great childhood. So a lot of that stuff spoke to me. Limp Bizkit, stuff like that. And then later in life, I kind of found some other things like 3 Days Grace. That really changed me. Me and my wife really connected over that band. Just tons of bands, tons of them. Mainly Tool, though.
That's
mainly
awesome.
Tool.
Yeah, I think we did grow up in the same era then, because for me, very much so similar circumstances growing up. And so for me, Slipknot, Static X, those two bands, and I don't know, Static X, Wayne Static, oh my God.
Wisconsin Death Trip is an amazing album.
Yes.
And I'm from Wisconsin.
Oh, yes.
And I'm like, yep.
It's my anthem, baby. I agree. I think, it's weird. I mean, growing up, I was a metalhead in a very country town. Our population was maybe 1,000 if we were lucky, and it's a very tiny little place. And so out of all those kids, there's one kid wearing a Slipknot shirt, and the old school Slipknot shirts were pretty risque, my friend. And so and my mom was cool enough just to let me get it anyways. I don't know. So props to you, Mom. But
I had to turn a shirt inside out. That was a Korn shirt.
Oh yes.
They're like, that's appropriate for school. Turn it inside out. I'm like,
yeah,
get on a cliff.
Yeah.
They're like, turn it around.
Korn spelled with a C, not a K. What is this? Get it out of here.
Yeah, exactly. And the R's backwards. Is that some gang thing?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
No, sir. Just listen to music. But yeah, I don't. Yeah. And it's kind of wild too now how I know for me personally, I felt I had a lot of negative experiences growing up just from the music that I listened to because of it being different metal and stuff. And I feel now too, it's kind of weird, but it's coming back in a sense. And listening to BTS, just hearing I've since started doing these reactions, I've had so many people that have came at me and been chill out, or just really horrible, nasty emails. And I'm or DMs, I guess, on Twitter mainly is where it is. But
oh, wow.
Yeah. And
I'm sorry. That sucks, dude.
It happens though, man. And I don't know. I feel it's the same thing though. We're kind of used to it in a sense since both of us come from that metal background. So it's
oh, I mean, if you say you like the Black album from, you are garbage, man. You're not a real metal person.
Yeah.
If you don't like And Justice for All,
Ride the Lightning.
Yeah, it's nobody wants to even hear what you have to say.
Yeah, exactly.
My uncle used to say, I don't want to use coarse language, but opinions are like buttholes.
Yeah.
Everybody has one, and most of them are full of what.
Very true, man. It's interesting to see the demographic of people that are BTS fans, and then also to see how similar a lot of our experiences with BTS and getting into the rabbit hole actually are. It's a cool feeling, man. Very unifying.
Well, I've gotten a lot of comments too where people say oh, I was really into new metal and rap too in the 2000s, and I never thought I would like K-pop.
Yeah.
And here I am.
Yeah.
I think it's because I said one time, they're not the typical mold. When you define a genre, it's because you don't fit that mold.
Yeah.
And they don't at all. from what
Yeah.
I've seen.
Yeah, whenever I first started doing the reactions to him, I was calling him a K-pop band or like a I don't know, a boy band or
Same here.
something. And a lot of
Yep.
people corrected me. And at first I was like, it's, probably just like the fandom getting aggravated that they're being defined. And then now I'm like, yeah, that was foolish of me because I just didn't know. I mean, it's like ignorance is what I will claim, I guess. But I just, I had no idea
Oh,
what they really were.
well, yeah. I mean, when you're from this country, from America,
Yeah.
boy bands are boy bands. I mean, that's just what we call them. If there's a bunch of men or boys in a band, they
Yeah.
are a boy band.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't always have to have a negative connotation to it. I mean, yeah, they're the best boy band in the world now. Why not?
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Just own it,
Yeah.
Well,
Change that. Just change it.
yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah, exactly. Dude, we've done that so much with our channel. Like, people were getting, like, I don't know, whenever we started getting, like, some increase in views, people are like, you're buying all your YouTube viewers. You're buying them all. So,
Why?
I don't know.
I've gotten stuff like that sometimes too. It was more on my gaming channel. I got a
Mhm.
lot of that where people are like, "Oh, you're just doing this to get views." I'm
Yeah.
like, well, I mean, yeah, to a point.
Yeah.
I mean, if I don't like it, I'll say it. But if I didn't want to get a view, I wouldn't have a YouTube channel.
Yeah,
I would
exactly.
just play a video game by myself.
Yeah. Yeah. So we've decided to call like our viewers or in like our community is the army bots because it's just I don't know. Now we're just embracing
The army bots?
it. Yeah. So it's like
Nice,
everybody
yeah.
in chat's a bot, and then now we've got army bots. So we just like blast the army bot emotes and stuff,
That's
leaning
awesome.
into it.
Yeah, I am a Green Bay Packer fan, and we leaned into becoming called cheeseheads.
Yes.
And we wear cheeseheads.
Dude,
Like, yeah, we are.
we are indeed. Well, dude, so what are your thoughts on J-Hope's just released his new album? Have you gone through much of J-Hope's new album? And if so, what are your thoughts on it?
I do first reactions, and I am, like I said, I am a lineman for an ISP, and I am very busy. So I don't get to record a whole lot. I've done some songs, and I haven't posted them. And I like to have the illusion of
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything until you post it.
Yeah.
I did check out more. I have heard a couple more songs, Equal Sign and stuff, but I like it. I don't want to say too much because I haven't heard the whole thing. I'm excited to see the whole storyline. I just kind of discovered J-Hope though. I was always focused on RM, Suga, because RM, I love his writing. I love Carl Yoon. I love the collective unconscious and trying to explore that. And then Hobie just kind of he did some verse in a song. And I'm like, oh wow, that was really interesting.
Yeah.
Then I kind of dove into his solo work, and then he just released a solo album. So yeah, I don't have too much to say on it because I don't have a full opinion yet. But Hobie to me is the most interesting right now because he's going outside the box of what people perceive him as, and it's very cool. I'm excited to see all their solo work. I haven't heard a lot of it. I mean, I would like to know what you think because I know you've done quite a bit. Like I said, I watch your stuff, but only songs I've heard. I'm like, John did this, cool. And then I watched that video, and I'm like, oh, he did a lot of songs I haven't heard yet.
Dude, that's the same way I am. Like, I'll watch a reaction if I've like done a reaction to it because I don't want to spoil it. Yeah,
I
like that.
Yeah,
though,
but
dude.
have you liked J-Hope's new album?
Yeah,
like Jack in the Box.
Well, so like you, I've only done a reaction to More, and then I've done a reaction to Arson. But we're doing like I'm working on a full experience one, so it's like I've got that. Okay. There's like a making of the music video and a lot of random stuff for that. So I haven't released it, but dude, like I do like that he's going out of the box in this. And like I talked about it a little bit before, how I think that everybody has a lot of different, we're not like just one way, not everybody's always happy all the time, not everybody's always sad all the time, though some people might seem like they're sad all the time or happy all the time. But I don't know, I really appreciate the fact that he's letting us see that side of him. And it's kind of like we were talking about with our reactions, sometimes you get emotional in your reactions, and sometimes that's just showing that you're human. And I think it's a really good way of J-Hope doing that for us, because anytime I've ever seen him live, he's smiling and just like, he's so happy when he's dancing, he's freaking just living it. And I don't know, I really appreciate this side of him too. And in fact, I don't think in either of his music videos, he really dances at all. I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing really any dancing.
Yeah.
Just more like
like exactly.
This, like
just
headbanging.
Out
like, yeah, man.
Yeah. Dude, when I saw that and More, I was like, oh my God. I was so blown away, dude.
Dude, I got goosebumps when when like they did that whole glass breaking drop. I was like, that's just like corn. I'm like, this is
Yes,
amazing. I love it.
dude.
It's just like the bullet, like the
Yeah,
corn
yeah.
thing with the bullet. It's
Mm-hmm.
like that. I feel like Moore took a little bit of inspiration from that music
Yeah.
video.
Man, I would love to see his thoughts on that because he probably, like, they have to have, man. And it's got such an old new school feel to it. I like that a lot.
Yeah, well, because like J Hope's known for his smile.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's the one that made me cry. I think it's just there's something about him, he can affect people.
Yeah.
There's some people that we know in our real lives that they can emotionally affect a room just
Mm-hmm.
being around. They can light up a room, but if they're
Yeah.
not happy, they can also bring down a room.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying he's going to bring down a room, but yeah, it is cool to see his other emotional side because he
Yeah.
has said that too. Like when he's home, he's not J Hope. He's just Hobie,
Yeah.
quiet, not that merry, cheery guy.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm more of a deadpan level guy, as you can tell. I'm more emotionally. I try to be.
That's
So I kind of relate to that.
Yeah. I think that's probably a good thing though, to be kind of like just a steady, even instead of like just the highs and lows and kind of not really get a touch on that middle ground too much. There's a lot of precautionary tales of people that are like, I don't know if there's a good way to say this, but like if you look at, for instance, Chester Bennington live, such a positive person. I mean, I know he's screaming on stage and stuff, but you can tell he's having like a great time. Like that's him. That was like his presence. He's such a charitable person doing like all these awesome things for charities. But then whenever he was off stage and whenever he wasn't Chester Bennington of Lincoln Park, he was like kind of a really sad person and obviously very, depressed person. And so I don't know. It's like, hopefully this is J-Hope's good way of getting those things out and just addressing that side of him. This seems like a really healthy way of doing that.
Yeah, showing his other persona.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's part of the Carl Jung thing is we all have a persona that we show to other people that we think everybody wants to see.
Yeah.
The ideal you.
Mm-hmm.
And that was Chester's. And sometimes when you're doing that too much, that could make you worse because you feel like an imposter.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks you're great because you do these things, but you think you're a piece of crap. And
Yeah.
that's dangerous stuff, man. That's dangerous stuff.
And I was talking about this. Do you know how much creative control J-Hope had over the writing prospects and also maybe like the storyboarding of Persona or Map of the Soul?
No, I don't really know. I know it's mainly RM and Suga does a lot of writing.
Mm-hmm.
And producing, and then the in-house producers. And if anybody comes in just to help a bit or add a line or two, they will credit them.
Okay.
So I don't know how much he was really put into that, but I know he does carry a bulk of the workload when they're rapping. They even kind of say that, where they're like, yeah, we have the best live performances. And then they're like, well, yeah, you're doing most of the work, dude. And he's like, oh, well, thank you. So I would be surprised if he was in there quite a bit, actually.
Yeah, it just, I've been wondering that recently, like how much because like you said, it's very reflectant of Map of the Soul and the shadow ego and stuff. And I wonder if he was writing about it then, or I wonder if what was written about then has affected him now. Like, I wonder, which one was it? Was it something that he was already kind of like that was in there and he's trying to get it out? I don't know.
Well, it's Carl Jung said once you realize these things and you are able to put your inner ego to your persona, that's how you can achieve singularity in your life of peace. So he may be doing this to achieve peace.
I like that
in his life.
I really hope that that's the case, man. I think that it's just, like I've said, I really appreciate the fact that he's doing this, and I'm really hoping that it is in that, like, I see that being a good part for him. I hope that the whole band's unified and like them just being supportive with it to him. And
well, they seem like they've been really supportive so far. I know they're going to be backstage at Lollapalooza. A couple of them might be backstage, so that would be cool.
Yeah,
that's really close to me.
Are you going?
am tempted to go. I can't. Unfortunately, I work and I couldn't get time off.
You look like you might be getting a slight cold in the future. I'm just throwing that
one
out there. I got a little J-Hope. I mean, cold. I'm sorry.
Yeah, right. I think I need more. I mean, medicine, not more.
Yes. Are there any other solo projects that you're looking forward to outside of J-Hope's? Because I think they've announced they're all doing solo projects, right?
Yeah, I am looking forward to Suga.
Yeah.
Just because I love Auguste, I love his persona, I love his
Hmm.
style. I've been more interested in Jungkook. I really like blues. I
Yeah.
kind of like that sound, and I would love for him to put out like a Smokers Lounge bluesy, old school, like
That'd be cool.
like Rat Pack
Yeah.
style thing. That would be
That'd be
cool.
neat.
I would love to hear that.
Yeah. I've been thinking like
Yeah, but
V maybe
yeah.
even too might have that same style like you're talking about blues. Like he just
I've only done a few reactions to him, so I don't know him well. But yeah,
Mhm.
when I did my BTS room live, he did a announcer voice,
Mhm.
kind of like "Let's get ready to rumble," and it
Yeah.
sounded amazing.
Ah,
And
dude.
I'm like, he can get very baritone
Hmm.
and also very high. So it would be interesting to hear him do something like that,
Yeah.
like a lounge style music.
I've heard he's really into like sax and stuff too, so that'd be really neat to see like what he actually incorporates in his solo stuff. It'd be pretty awesome.
I love a good horn in the song. There's nothing that then
Yeah.
better than a good horn.
Yes.
And that is not a joke, man. I'm like, a trumpet? Yes, trumpets.
Trumpets. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I'm like that with strings. If I hear like a cello come through, I'm like, oh, you've got me. You had me at cello, and I can't
Oh
I can't
yeah.
deal with it. I can't deal with it. It's too good.
See, I
Yes.
used to play trombone and tuba
Oh,
in band,
nice. Yeah.
so I'm more of a horn guy. I'm like,
Yeah.
ooh, they are playing that so good because I
Yeah.
sucked.
Dude.
I mean, I took like 5 years and I still can't play the
Dude,
damn things, you
nice.
know.
Yeah.
So
I've been like that's one instrument that I don't have. I have no like wind instruments and I want to get into it. Do you have like a suggestion for a starting instrument of wind stuff?
tuba, it's the
Tuba?
easiest.
Okay.
No offense to tuba players, but it's like it's three buttons and
Yeah.
you're just playing like the underlying bass usually.
Okay.
Trombone's fun though because you can go, you know,
Yeah.
but it can sound like crap pretty easy.
Yeah, man, I've got everything in this stream room as far as music goes. Drum set, I've got a gong.
I see.
Like we can
Oh my
play
god.
some music in here, but I've never had a wind instrument. So I was looking at picking up sax, but everybody said don't. It's like stupid hard and
Yeah,
pretty
that's what
first.
I've heard.
Maybe
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do that.
We didn't have any sax players in band at all. Our school didn't
Yeah.
even have them. They're like, no.
No, it's too much.
Nope.
It's too good. It's too
Yeah.
good. Nice. Well, there
Yeah.
you go. Hopefully, maybe you'll get on here one day, and I'll be just sexy sax man playing some Careless Whisper or something.
I would love that. Careless Whisper. I
Yeah.
love that Seether redid that song.
I know.
I'm like, Seether
So
redoing this?
good. Seether.
That's
What
like,
is? Yes.
yeah,
So
sounds
good.
great.
Well, so going back into BTS, what is your favorite aspect of theirs? They kind of cover everything from dancing, singing, their message, their lyrics, their music videos. What is your favorite aspect of them, and like what kind of really got you to latch onto them?
Um, Probably their music videos and like the lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
That's what really hooked me. Is I also love to watch them live. I prefer to hear them live.
Mm-hmm.
They sound almost better live. They're not as compressed as they do on like album. I always hit my mic. It's
Oh.
the thing that I do on my channel. I'm like, I need to move it. And I never move it. But yeah, that's a really good question. My favorite aspect. I would say probably just the lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not big on dancing. I can appreciate their dancing and what it takes to do it.
Yeah.
I've watched a couple dance practices, but not too much.
Mm-hmm.
I have two left feet.
Same.
So to me, any dancing is impressive. I'm like,
Mhm.
wow, that's amazing. And they're just like doing a shuffle,
Yeah. Yeah.
But it still impresses me. But yeah, no, I would have to say more their overall just production
Mhm.
of the thought they put into everything, because they could put out anything and people will listen and they'll make money on it. It doesn't matter. They
Yeah.
could not try,
Mhm.
and they go above trying. Like they have
Yeah.
a whole storyline and album, and like you have to know about certain books and literature to fully understand it. It's just like, that's amazing. That's not something a mainstream band would ever do, or a record company would ever let them do. It's you
Yeah.
put out stuff that's easy to understand so people can bop to it.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of do that, but they don't. They like trick you.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
That's
Yeah.
like
I think that's my favorite thing about it.
exactly what you just said. How do you pronounce it? Bepspe?
Yeah, I haven't done that, but I
Pepsi.
think it's Bapspe or something. Yeah,
Yeah.
I am bad at
Me too,
pronouncing
man.
words.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, especially Korean. I'm like, oh no.
I can't even English good, dude. It's like it's a problem for me for
Same,
sure. But man, like
same.
any songs like that, and in fact, like Fake Love, the music. Have you done Fake Love?
Nope.
Black Swan.
Yes.
There you
Yeah.
go. Well, like with
That was really good.
dude, Black Swan. Yeah, there's so much to it, and like already you kind of knew, like especially if you've seen like in Western culture that movie Black Swan kind of got really big with Natalie Portman in it, right?
I didn't see it, but I knew of it. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was kind of
Yeah.
going to be the same way, but like, I think my girlfriend at the time was like, we have got to see Natalie do her thing. So, like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Went to that movie. And then I actually, like, I don't know why, but that movie kind of like made me think a lot. So I kind of looked into the whole premise of Black Swan and the like the shadow ego and stuff. And that's kind of where I started. So whenever
Okay.
I heard about the music video for Black Swan, I was like, this is probably like, this has to be in the same idea, you know. I love that this song is just like you said, it's something you could bop to if you wanted to. It's just like a good song and you don't have to know what they're talking about, but every
Mhm.
aspect of that, from the lyrics to the music video, has like a very deep meaning to it, philosophical meaning. It's awesome.
Yep. Yep. um, I said in a reaction not too long ago that RM's writing, you don't think in circles, you have to think in the infinite loop to understand them.
Nice. There you go. I like that a
Because
lot.
there's this layer upon layer and layer and layer and layer, and you'll never get it all.
Yeah.
Especially on a first like thing too. It's like that's the toughest part about what I think we're doing is like it's a first listen, and like how much can you absorb and then spit out that's reliable to your viewers. And they're like, well, you kind of missed this. I'm like, yeah, I missed probably a lot. I'm sorry. You know, like, I'm
dude.
trying.
Yeah. If I get one time, like one message where they're like, oh, dude, you got it. I'm like, yes, you just
Me too.
made my month, my friend.
Exactly. I did it.
Quota has been met. Everything will be 100% inaccurate from here on out for the rest of the month.
Yep.
Like,
I'm shooting for a 1 out of 5.
yeah. But like you said, I mean, we get like, I think recently we're doing these like longer reactions where I'm listening to the song lyric video than the live show. Like, it's helped a lot to better understand the song, but still, it's not something that you'll fully grasp the first, just even if you listen to it a few times back to back.
How I do all my reactions there, I call them lyric breakdowns, is we do a lyric video and then I read them directly translated from Korean.
Oh, that's cool.
Sometimes lyric videos will just change it to make it make more sense. But the site that I go to, they actually give references to Korean culture, so I can kind of understand it a little bit more.
Yeah.
And then I go to a live performance all in the same video. So my videos too are usually about 20 minutes long. I do 3 performances and stuff like that.
Yeah. That's awesome.
And
man.
yeah, you understand the song a lot better that way.
I could
yeah, it's great.
Like a lot of the lyric videos that I've been seeing are not necessarily, like you said, they'll change stuff to either make it sound better or more relatable. But that's awesome that you do the like get on the site and actually break it down and talk about them. That's very cool.
Yeah, I'd like to give a shout out to my editor Tina. She does all of my links and stuff, and she is a very good resource for me. A lot of the videos you watch are ones that she sources from my comment section, and she told me about Dual Set. And
awesome.
Well, the whole comment section did. What's nice about Army is they will direct you in a nice way to help you. And then, it just makes it more enjoyable, which is awesome. I love finding new music. That's like my favorite thing in life.
Yeah, same here, man. Well, what would you say made you, like, would you consider yourself Army at this point?
No.
There you go.
No. I love BTS. But I think Army is something different.
Yeah.
I still listen to a lot of other bands, and I know Army does too. They're not like strictly BTS.
Yeah.
But I don't stream stuff to help them get to the top of the charts when they come out. I don't buy their merch. I don't submerge. Well, I mean, I'm learning a lot about them, but I would call myself, I guess, baby Army. I know that's kind of a term people don't like, because if you're a fan, you're Army. I guess I'm a hesitant fan to call myself Army. It's not because I don't want to say I'm not. I will say up and down, I love BTS. They are one of my favorite bands. But I don't know if I've reached a level of Army certification yet.
Yeah. You know, like,
yeah,
I get where that part of you is coming from. Like, I get where that is coming from, because it's almost like you feel like you haven't maybe done enough or something like that in comparison to what Army is doing. But you're doing a lot, man.
And I haven't heard a lot of vocal line, to be honest. I
Mm-hmm.
know a lot of people give me a hard time for being rap biased on my channel,
Mm-hmm.
and I fully admit it.
Yeah.
And they're like, you don't check out a lot of Jin, and I've one reaction of Jin, and they're right. And usually when I hear a vocal line song, I'm like, I appreciate the song, but it's not going to make my playlist.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes they do.
Yeah.
But like Black Swan is on my playlist.
Dude, it's so good though.
And yeah. But yeah, that's why I don't call myself Army yet, because I haven't heard the whole thing yet to really know them deep down.
Yeah.
Like Army does.
I like that. That's awesome, man. And you know, like, I got into BTS in the same sense. Like, I got into it with Rap Line, and everybody was like, you got to check out Vocal Line. You got to check out Vocal Line. And I'm a big fan of things that I can't do, or I can, like, especially like singing a lot. Like, I've been a vocalist now since I was, I don't know, I was probably singing before I was like talking. And so whenever I hear stuff, I was really hesitant to even listen to Vocal Line, because I was like, I'm really liking this Rap Line stuff. And if I start listening to Vocal Line, and it is the boy band stuff that I'm really not into in the least bit, because boy band for us is like NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, or you can even look into like the same genre was like Britney Spears and freaking Christina Aguilera. So I'm like, yeah, that's what I had in pictured. And so whenever
pop music,
yeah, and I was really afraid of that. I was like, man, I'm really liking this Rap Line. I don't want to like hear them in another light and not really enjoy it. And then, you know, I don't want to be fake. So like, if I hear it, and then I do a reaction to it and I'm hating on it or something, I'm just not even going to post the reaction, you know? I feel like, dude, Army is really good at just guiding you slowly into that direction, because they kind of like dipped my toes in it slowly. And there's this saying, like, how do you boil a frog or something like that? You slowly warm the water up. And now I can fully appreciate, like, man, Vocal Line for me, I'm like, dude, I'm all in. And Jimin would normally be like the vocals that I would be like, I'm not really sure, you know, because his voice register or whatever. But now I'm like, oh my God, he just did that. I don't know.
He blows my mind too.
Yeah. So I just feel like if you find the right Vocal Line songs, you just got to slowly ease into it. But at this point, I just watched Dynamite, and I'm like, I can appreciate that song because of like what it was written for and stuff now.
Yeah. Yeah, I did that reaction with my son, actually. My son wanted to hear BTS. They're fans now too. My kids love BTS. My aunt said that she's like, listen to Army in your chat. They will recommend you songs that will be good for you. They're really good about finding things, like you said, that to slowly bring you in to where it's not just like jump from the hot tub to the pool. They slowly boil you in there. Yeah.
But like, have you listened to I think it's like Singularity, or have you heard that one?
I did a reaction to Singularity and another V solo song just recently called like Friends, I think.
I haven't heard that
was
one
him.
yet.
That was him and Tay. But
man, that song made me a fan of his. I was like, okay, this dude, he can do it.
Yeah, that I didn't understand a lot of that music video. It went like whoosh. And the comments helped me out, and I appreciated it after I did a reaction more, just because of what everybody told me. But yeah, I've only heard it like twice since I did a reaction. I don't watch my videos over.
I try not to.
I'd be like, they're like, do you remember when you said this? I'm like, I only watch in editing and during a premiere. So other than that, I don't watch my content.
I can't stand my own voice. I don't know what it is. And like being a person who sings, like, you'd be like, what? But I can't stand it, dude. I can't do it.
Same. I don't like my voice, and it's more to like, I already know what I said. So why would I watch when I mean, I forget what I've said sometimes, but I'm like, I kind of already know what's going to happen. So why would I ever watch my own content?
Hey, there you go. That's true.
But people have been asking me to go back over my old reactions and react to them. And I'm like, no, I don't want to see my face. Dude, I'll be like, oh, my face. No,
that'd be so funny. That'd be a good thing, though. Good exercise, just see where you've came from, see how you've grown and stuff.
For sure. Yeah.
So, do you have a favorite song or songs from BTS? And if so, what are they?
So right now, my favorite songs from BTS, I will say as a group, is Run BTS.
Oh, nice.
I really, really love that song. I love Persona. I hear that probably daily. Yeah, I think that's probably about it as a group that I really listen to. I would say Shadow, but it's a BTS song, but it's just Suga. So it's not really a BTS song, if you know what I mean.
Do you have a favorite mixtape?
Yeah, 28.
I haven't actually heard this song. Which one is that?
Sorry, that's my favorite song off of D2.
Oh, okay,
that's August D's tape.
Okay.
Is D2. That's his second mixtape.
I have to listen to this, man.
I think you would enjoy 28. 28 is an amazing song by him.
Nice.
It's about growing up and becoming older.
Yeah. I got to check that out then, man. Is it like 28 the age? Is that what he's talking about? Kind of like his...
Yeah. And in Korean culture, when they're born, they're one. So he was actually like 29, 30. So it's him entering his 30s. Oh. Yeah. I'm in my 30s.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm like,
perfect
for me.
Yeah. Well, I was told recently that we're all teenage girls. That's what I was told.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Yeah. It turns out I'm not a 33-year-old dude. I am a teenage woman.
Well, I mean, what's wrong with being a screaming teenage fan?
Exactly.
At least we're passionate about something.
Yes, exactly. Well, I have some fan questions for you, sir. You've got a fandom, and they're asking the hard ones. Are you ready?
I actually have a fandom.
Yes.
Okay.
They're coming.
So what did my wife ask you?
She says. This one is from Purple Rose. She said, "You are usually into rap-heavy BTS songs, but are there any less or no rap songs that you listen to on your own time?"
Any non-rap songs?
And I'm thinking this is sticking within the BTS.
Well, I guess when it's vocal line, when it's non-rap, what I usually listen to is Black Swan, because my kids really, really like that song. But I'm going to be honest, not a lot of vocal lines hit my playlist. Probably Black Swan and Run BTS, if you call that non-hip-hop, I guess. 0 O'Clock I really liked, but I just heard that, and it's kind of newer to me. But yeah, I would say not too many yet.
Yeah,
because I've just done Map of the Soul.
That's awesome.
I mean, that's all I've really heard from vocal line.
And then this.
Sorry if that's a boring answer.
No, I like it though, man. It's truth. That's what we're here for. So this one is from Suga is Bay, and they said, "You've said the music." I need to screen these before. Sorry. Here we go. Suga is Bay said, "You said the music sounds better with the headphones. Is there anything else that's better with headphones?"
Yeah, mowing your yard.
Yes, there you go.
Sitting in your garage drinking a beer
with the headphones. It's a random question.
No, it's the tagline of my channel. All of my merch says I always wear headphones. It's my thing. The way I mix my channel, I do it specifically for headphones, and music is better with headphones because you hear, that's how they mix things. They expect you to have a good sound. I know what the channel or what that question meant.
Nice.
Yeah. Maybe it's better with headphones on. Maybe.
Could be. What type of headphones are you wearing, my friend? I've actually just got some little apples in just for
AirPods.
Yeah, but for studio purposes, probably wouldn't use these.
These right here.
Yeah.
Well, I can't hear you right now, so these are Sony ASX 1011.
Nice.
Blah 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 blah.
There you go.
Yeah, they were just on sale on Amazon. They're usually I think $180 or something. I got them for a pretty good deal.
Yes. There you go.
Get good over the ear headphones. Earbuds are nice, but you don't get a good seal.
Yeah.
And then you will lose some of the mids and stuff like that. And Apple I used to wear those too. They are really good. But yeah, I want to upgrade my headphones to a better studio quality.
Yeah, for sure. Man, the first time I was ever in an actual vocal booth with a studio and put the headphones on my ears, this is the first time that I ever had over-the-ear headphones, and it is completely different. It is so good. So yeah. Yeah.
When you hear music on an actual sound system, back in the 80s.
Yeah.
You're younger than me. But I grew up my uncle loved like, he loved GNR, and he had the huge speakers in his
Yeah,
apartment and
dude.
stuff, and it would rattle the windows. And music is better and different when you have things that are made for music that are playing it on your phone. That does it a disservice. I mean, watch my
Yeah.
stuff on your phone, please, but put headphones on, because
Yeah.
BTS sounds better with headphones.
Mm-hmm.
Just do it.
In my studio, I've got some, because I do a lot of vocal work in here as well too, and like noise cancellation and just making sure that the noise doesn't bleed out of the headphones is a big thing.
Yep.
It is night and day difference. So I love that tagline. I'm glad you're out there spreading the good word, my friend.
Yep. Go buy the merch if you believe in it.
Yes, I'm getting it.
I
You
also
just
say
wait.
this.
Take it easy.
This is coming too.
Yes.
I say at the end of every video, these shirts are coming.
I love it, man. Well, man, we've made it through the list. Good sir. There's nothing to be worried about. We're good.
Awesome.
Do you have any parting words for our viewers?
Well, I guess thank you all for watching John and I. Thank you all for showing us this amazing world of BTS. For being accepting of us. I know we're like invading your world. Two guys that just love metal music, coming in, just being like, show us BTS, show us what's good.
Yeah.
I just want to say thank you to everybody for being so kind. I did gaming content before this, and I know you've done some of that stuff in the past.
Mm-hmm.
I love gaming. I love the gaming world. They cannot be the nicest people.
Yes.
I don't know how many times I was told like should just go jump off a cliff, and I did my gaming content. Yeah.
That's messed up.
So yeah. Well, you know how it is.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So yeah, I just want to say thank you all for watching. Thank you all for your support. Yeah, there's just so much I want to say. Thank you for sharing the stuff. Thank you for changing my life. You guys have no idea how much this stuff changes people's lives when you watch our content. When we say watching the video is the best you can do, I mean, that really is. It's amazing. It's amazing. Thank you for changing my life.
Well, there it is, brother. Thank you so much for being on here, man.
Yeah. Hey, thank you for having me, John. Before we hopped on, I did say I was super nervous, to be transparent. I love to be transparent. You were an amazing host. You were gracious.
Dude,
you made me feel super comfortable, dude. It was great. Like, this is really laid back and nice. So thank you for having me on.
Dude, yeah.
To everybody that watches my channel, that's watching this, subscribe to John right now. Hit the like button.
Ah.
Wherever this is on, hit follow. Watch this guy. Come on now.
Thank you so freaking much, man. Thank you. And that was it, guys. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with us. And again, please make sure y'all check out all of his links in the description. He's such a kind person. Please make sure you guys support him just as much as you support me. He's freaking awesome. He's totally worth it. Check out his stuff, and I will catch y'all next time. Freaking toodles.